SDA's stand on the CPF is very simple. We were promised that this hard-earned money will be returned to all Singaporeans at the age 55. Then the age went up very conveniently. If you can work, carry on until 58. You can work, go on 60, go to 62, go on to 65. Now they are saying 67. A day may come. Some Singaporeans are telling me, Palji, I may never ever stop working because I may be expected to keep working all the way. And what can I do with the minimum sum if it keeps going up, up and up? And I can't even get access to my own money. And I tell you the biggest pain, a lot of elderly are saying if I'm getting those 300, 500, 700 monthly payouts, but the cost of living in Singapore is going up so much because we are importing so many foreign talents, then they can afford it, but we as Singaporeans cannot afford it. So two important issues that are interlinked that we will be touching again and again in the next few days and also bringing up in our manifestos and our rallies are, number one, the CPF sum. And our stand is that it should be returned to Singaporeans at the age 55. Give yourselves a big hand. When I was a small boy at 5 years old, maybe I did not know how to maintain my money. Maybe when I was 15 years old, I also didn't know. I wasn't smart enough to maintain and run my accounts. When I was 25, maybe I started learning. When you are 35, you already know a lot about money. By the time you reach 45, you are an expert in money. And at 55, if you and I cannot have control of our money, then when the government think that we are brave and old enough to know about our finances, at 55, still not ready, I think that's not fair. So tell me, you think you are ready at 55? If you are, say yes. 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 That's why you see everywhere big posters by the outgoing government. We may not have so much money for big posters like that, but our small posters in all 4 languages make it very clear. Return our CPF at 55. Return our CPF at 55. And that's what we want. Say yes. Now hold on a second. Some people say, what if the government gives the money out? Then we also got 2 new casinos. Many Singaporeans may just go there and finish the money before we know they have got nothing else left to sustain their old age. That's a very fair rebuttal. Is that fair? So I heard no more than yes. Okay, that's funny. But that's good. If you think that's not fair, that's very good. Shows me the maturity of our voters. We already know, we know how to do it. So SDA says, if you think you can't return at 55, then we ask for the second part, which is called give us a choice. Give us the due credit that we know how to take care of money. And at 55, if a person doesn't know, oh my God, you still think Singaporeans are not smart enough. That's wrong on their part. So there will be some people, can I make it very clear, who are very, very good and they talk about savvy investments. They know how to invest their money and get better returns on their investments. So this group of people at 55 will have all the choice to take that money out and do their own investments, which may give them even better return than the small CPF returns we are getting. Are you with me there? Yes. Number 2 comes the second group of people. We also want to make sure that no one goes hungry in the old age. So the second group of people is where we have counselors, maybe on a national level, who actually check the ability of that individual to say, sir, are you already savvy enough to make sure that you don't lose that money? Now that person, there will be testing means testings done, and this can all be done because there are enough counselors outside. But these people should not have a vested interest that I want this old man or this old woman's money because I'm going to earn more big commissions. Are you with me there? Yes, these people must be thinking from the heart, a heart for Singaporeans, that this older gentleman or lady, if they cannot do it, then they will suggest, why don't you let the CPF continue investing for you and doing it? But the important word today is called choice. What's the word again? Choice. That's what we ask for. Let us have the choice. And if someone says, okay, I need more of my money, give me the money and I will take half maybe. But half, let it roll, let it grow so it will come back to me every month. That's also a choice. So we are not on either extremes. But at 55, we want the right to have our money back. Say yes. Yes. I tell you the last part about this before I invite the other speaker. And he is very, very much more passionate about this issue too, and he will speak from the heart. And I tell you, this gentleman who is going to come up, I have been observing him for the last few days. He's one of the candidates who is going to be representing you. And this man really has her heart. I have seen him with the older people. I have seen him with the younger ones. And he goes there. He speaks to them at their level. He speaks from the heart. And as you listen to him afterwards, maybe I am a little bit fiery. Maybe he's a little bit milder. But this man will be able to connect as an MP for this GRC and connect to the hearts of all of you. And even the older and the younger ones. But just before he comes, I'll tell you the story as we were coming down here on that day to set up Pasir Ris and give out flyers. This taxi driver that I was sitting with, when he saw me using the party uniform and I was putting on my badge, he didn't know who I was at that time, and then he turned around and said, "Were you the one on TV?" I said, "Yes, sir, I was." And then he did not focus only on his driving, but the next story that he told me in the next 15 minutes even made me cry. Maybe it will touch your hearts too. This man, he says, my wife just passed away 4 years ago. Mr. Singh, 4 years ago. And I said, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm very, very sad for you too. He said, that is not the sad part. He said, the sad part is we had enough money, and he gave me exact numbers that were in the CPF account. But he said, because of the minimum something, I must maintain so much. She could not even take out her hard-earned money that she was putting together from the age 20. He said, my family is not very rich. We are middle class. Every dollar was so important. And she was ill. I used as much money as I could from the MediShield, as much money I could for the medicines, but I needed still more money. And I thought to myself, and I said, oh, if you had that extra money and the minimum sum wasn't there, you could have given her better medical treatment. And he said something, looking through the mirrors, looked at my eyes and said, you know, Mr. Singh, maybe not just the medicine. I tell you why I'm so sad. He said, all our life, she used to watch Discovery Channel, but we never had enough money to go for these beautiful places we saw on TV. All my life, my wife used to come back late from work. I also used to work long hours. But on TV, we had that vision that the day we stop working, we retire at 55. At least our 20% that we have been contributing and what the boss was putting in will allow us to go and see these places. But he says, you know something? Because of the minimum sum rising, that money could not be touched. She was so ill. I went to the same MPs that you are going to be replacing. And then I looked at him through the mirror and said, say again? He says, yes, I stay in Pasir Ris Punggol. And I went to the members of parliament. I told them the sad stories. I told them what my wife really wants. And not just medical, but she had 3 places she really wanted to visit before she died. And he said, if they had allowed my wife to take the money out at 55, she wouldn't have died a sad woman. Turn to your neighbor and say, why are we making Singaporeans so sad? Ladies and gentlemen, this is our money. Each and every one of us was promised when we were younger, work hard, study hard, do the best in school, have a good job, save the money, and the government said, we will help you save for your old age. But now we are old. Where is the money? These are issues that someone has to stand up for, someone has to bring up to the parliament, and if enough of us in the opposition go in there, we will be your voice, because that pain is in every person's household. It is not just my house or his house or her house, but every block here has a story, such a sad story to tell. That's where I need your help, because alone we cannot do it. We may not be the perfect team right now, I may say, but I'll tell you something. We have the perfect heart to feel for the needs of the people. And give us your mandate, give us your vote. We will go there and we will raise these issues. We will raise them until they start doing something about it. Say yes. Thank you. So